Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinahills.com, and if you have a Taurus ascendant, a Taurus moon, and a Libra sun, then this is your video. Welcome. So you have your ascendant degree or rising in a sign ruled by Venus, and Venus is our desire principle, and Taurus is fixed earth, nocturnal, very fecund and fertile. You have your moon again in fixed earth conjunct your rising, which is beautiful because the way you express yourself emotionally is in harmony with who you are, okay? And having your moon, exalted moon in Taurus in the first house, you're very beautiful. And if you have, say for instance, Venus conjunct that exalted moon, Venus in rulership, and if you have a night chart, for instance, because Venus is a greater benefic in the night and Jupiter is in the day, depending on very many factors, you will be probably very beautiful, very, very attractive because you're completely Venusian. Your ascendant or rising is ruled by Venus, your moon is ruled by Venus, and your sun is also ruled by Venus. So you see how you are definitely here to understand the karma of desire, because Venus is the desire principle. And you have your sun in cardinal air, which is Libra, and sun is in fall in Libra because sun is exalted in Aries. So the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth, and the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So this is sort of the Jungian mask you wear to interface with society. It is how the world perceives you. When you walk into a room, people see your ascendant first. It is how you've been plugged into the matrix. It's the first point of touch your soul is made with 3D. It is your physical body, how you appear, how you look, how you gesture. All of this is the ascendant. Okay, there are many nuances to understanding the ascendant, which is essentially the self. Okay, everything encompassing the self. Even health can be told by the ascendant. Okay, and of course you have to understand the placement of Venus and the sign and house and the aspect she makes and day night and all of that, and then you will really be able to say, okay, this is my soul karma. So the ascendant in Venus, when you walk into a room, people see this very soft, beautiful Venusian side to you. Okay, and Venus rules banking, finances, as well as food and agriculture and the physical body and earth. Okay, after Aries, the soul has just gone through a mini Big Bang, and now it is ready to understand the earth, which is a place of sustenance, and our physical body. So you immediately understand Taurus is about embodiment and the physical body. Okay, it's very important. So what you put in the mouth and food becomes very important. Taurus likes to cook. Taurus likes to feed people. The way to a Taurian's heart is through their stomach. That is absolutely correct. Okay, not unless if Venus is in fall or something, but generally you love sweet things and you can't help it. You're Venusian completely and you love nice things, okay? And you being a Taurus rising, you are definitely very much into the classical look and the traditional, way to dress, the traditional way you carry yourself. But Libra sun probably gives you a bit more of that Venusian airy vibe. Here Venus is the earth goddess. Okay, Gaia, very connected. That's why Taurus is very tactile. They like touch, hugging after sex, taking a long time in bed, just slow moving. The bull, the glyph, okay, slow moving. You think of endurance. You think of a very measured approach when you see the bull. They don't rush into anything unless they see red, okay, which is anger. Taurus can be moody, temperamental, selfish, wanting to control and very angry, okay. Although there is a pacifist in you with a Libra sun, but Taurus can be very moody as well. Exalted moon doesn't mean you'll always get the maximum benefit out of it. And here you have a sun moon opposition, because your sun is in the 7th house opposing your, moon. So your parents were at loggerheads because the sun, moon are mother and father, father and mother, right? So definitely you like food, but don't put on so much weight, because Taurians, they find it very difficult to lose the weight once they put it on. So that's something to think about. Taurus rules the throat and thyroid. Thyroid imbalances can, make you put on tons of weight. Love to give gifts, receive gifts. There's a very decadent, hedonistic side to Taurus. And if you're giving into the lower vibrations, surely shopaholic, run your credit card out. But inherently, Taurus wants things that are sustainable and stable, not want to quickly, rush to a relationship. Taurus moons, they take their time. Sometimes, even though the relationship may not work out, they don't want to leave because they want to try. Very conventional. They care about what society thinks, okay? And they're connected to Muladhara Chakra, physical world, and Sephiroth is Malkuth, which is again the physical world. So you see how Taurus is definitely about the desire principle and the desire to incarnate. Thereby Venus seduces us into incarnation. And here we are, touching, feeling, smelling, eating, tasting, and all of that. But sometimes doing that in excess amounts can make us forget our soul karma. So that is the biggest key to being the Taurus person, Taurus native. This is the archetype of the builder. So what are you going to build? Yes, you like sustainability, functionality, embodiment, but what are you ultimately creating? That's a big thing to you, okay? Now, you can hold grudges and never forgive and forget. That's something you need to work through. And you also need to step out of your comfort zone. That's, really important for you. You can be very possessive, very jealous. So, all of that. Now, you do not like surprises, and so if you're dating somebody with this placement, don't fling a surprise at them. They probably don't appreciate that because they want to be methodical and they want to plan everything, Now, Stephen Forrest, the eminent astrologer, says that Taurus is not just about money. At an even more fundamental level, it represents nature itself and the survival resources she provides us. So this is about us getting from nature, which is Venus, our food, our agriculture. Okay, so the moon is the very antithesis of the ascendant. It is who you are when this mask, the Jungian mask, comes off. It is your emotions, your imagination, your mother, your childhood patterns, your everyday habit patterns. Okay, your mood fluctuations. When you're most stressed, you show your moon sign. Till the age of 7, your moon sign was the most obvious part of you, and that could be seen the most till you develop the Jungian mask. Now, as I said many times, first house exalted moon, very powerful, but it is making that opposition to that sun. So immediately there is this tenseness, and oppositions are like face-offs, So, and the moon is, as I said, all these yin components connected to the Ira Nadi. The sun is the father, our sense of ego, how we shine in the world, how we bring illumination, how we teach, how we learn. Childlike wonder, all of this is the sun. And the sun is in fall in Libra, so not a great sun, When you think of Libra, you think of the 2 scales, but that is the scales of justice as well as the scales of business. So Taurus understands business, banking and all of that. Libra understands banking, business. So beauty products, anything Venus, anything to do with women related stuff, you should do very, very well. Okay, you have that really beautiful first house exalted moon. Okay, but with the 7th house sun, partnerships are very important to you because Libra is all about balance, fairness, and partnerships. Okay, interpersonal partnerships, not just romantic ones, but all partnerships we forge in the 3D. That is Libra. So having your sun in Libra, you're probably quite diplomatic. Okay, and sun, moon, and obviously your ascendant is also, facing off with your sun. So how you want the world to see you and how the world sees you, they are at loggerheads. They are not, fluid. They are not what you want them to be. So it will take, of course, some time to master the energy of the opposition, which you can. But you have to understand what Venus is telling you in your natal chart. Depending upon that, you could go into the food industry. You could go into being a lawyer or any kind of mediator, banking. Okay, all the avenues are open for you because Venus is pretty much a lot of the things that encompasses the 3D world. She's a 5-petaled pentagram of desire. Okay, she's a great seducer. And she's sweet. So you may have a huge sweet tooth. That is something with so much Venus. You may give in to eating, and of course, do not forget that Taurus, sorry, this is your 6th house sun. Okay, this is your 6th house sun. So this is a problematic sun. Okay, I thought I was talking about Scorpio, but this is a problematic sun, the 6th house. Okay, and having a problematic 6th house sun in fall means your father could be ill, or you could fall ill, or you could, have a partner who's ill. Okay, 6th house hidden enemies, small pets. You could deal with pets or have some kind of business to do with animals. Okay, which is not the best thing to do because again you have to think of sustainability. So I think this is what your Venus is asking you to do, and the 6th house sun is a problematic sun. It's a house of health, firstly. It's a house of everyday habit patterns. And when you have your sun there, and the sun is not a strong sun. It's a sun in fall in the 6th house. So it's got all the problems. So it could show up as, anxiety, and this is Virgo's domain. So anxiety, being really harsh. And your father was probably very harsh to your mother. Okay, probably was very harsh in the way he spoke to her and he dealt with her. Even when you think of it, Taurus is fixed earth, Libra is air. Libra is a cardinal air, and air scatters, So it's a very scattering energy, and earth is grounding, Taurus is grounding. So, your work life could be very scattered. Okay, but you do want to have a relationship. Okay, and you may even get married because you want a relationship. Okay, and you could even be looking after a 6th spouse later on. 6th house sons, you could be looking after a sick spouse. So having your sun in Libra, you definitely want diplomacy, and you can be quite the pushover. Here you have Venus is not known to be a very Mars-like, which is why she's a feminine. So she's a very soft energy. So you could be so Venusian if Venus is in a problematic place in your natal chart. You could be a pushover, and people just may take advantage of you. That's something you need to figure out. Okay, and you should be good with money. Again, depends on very many things. But you have so much Venus, so you're here to figure out something about money and resources and maybe distribution of money, because Libra is definitely about fairness and very rational, very reasonable with that 6th house Libra sun. Even Taurus is a very reasonable, rational energy. They're not erratic. Okay, and Libra is the archetype of the diplomat, and Taurus is the archetype of the builder. So this can be quite problematic. Forgive me, I started off by saying you have a 7th house because I kept thinking this is Scorpio. But you have a 6th house sun, and it can be problematic with regards to health. So thank you very much. Book a reading and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you.